What's up guys, welcome to your 21st Python tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be covering else and else if statements. Now in the last tutorial I told you guys, alright, an if statement is pretty much a test, and if the test is true, do this, but if it's false, don't do anything. Well, in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to execute a piece of code if it's false. So this is called the else syntax, and let me show you guys how this works. Literally the easiest thing you're ever going to learn in your life. Just go ahead and write else, semicolon, then write your test condition. So in this test condition, if fish equals bass, we're going to write, this is a, might as well write bass right there. This is a bass, alright. Else, print, let's go ahead, I don't know what this is. So here's what's going to happen. Fish equals tuna right now. It's going to test if it equals bass, which it doesn't. So it's not going to print this at all. So once it went through this option and saw that this wasn't false, or this wasn't true, it's going to go to this. And this is kind of the default statement. So once it does this and this doesn't execute, you're going to give it another choice. Do this instead. So this is pretty much, if this is true, do this, else do this instead. That's what else is short for. So let's go ahead and press F5, save it, run it, and see what we get. It's going to say, I don't know what this is. So this is from the last tutorial, don't mind that. So it's going to say, I don't know what this is. And let's see why that was. One more time, fish is equal to tuna. We test if it equals the bass right here. If it was equal to bass, it would print this. But it's not equal to bass, so by default it's going to print this. Now let's say you wanted a way to test if fish was equal to something besides bass or tuna or trout or salmon in a bunch of different ways. Well, instead of just having one choice and then a default, we can give it multiple choices. So to do this, you use something called the else if statement, and this is the second easiest thing you're ever about to learn. And the syntax for that is elif, and that's short for else if, but you have to type it like that. So what you do is, just like an if statement, you give it another test condition. So instead of saying bass, if fish is equal to salmon, well, not slamming, well, let's put slamming, why not? If fish is equal to slamming, go ahead and put your semicolon and print, I hope I don't get salmonella poisoning. I hope I don't get salmonella poisoning. Good enough. So, and let's give it one more else if, just for fun. elif. If fish is equal to, might as well make this one true, tuna, put your colon. What are we gonna print? Let's put easy there, tuna boat. So here's what's gonna happen. We're going to test what fish is equal to, which is tuna. It's going to say, first I'm going to test it to bass. It's false, so I'm not going to run this piece of code at all. Next, I'm going to test it to salmon or slamming. It's false, so I'm not going to run this piece of code at all. Next, I'm going to test it to tuna. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at what we got here, a true statement. So I'm going to print this right here. Easy there, tuna boat. So let's see what happens. Press F5 and run it. It says easy there, tuna boat. So pretty much the only condition that was true is this. So the only block of code it ran was this. But if we change this, say spelled that wrong, then it's going to run through all these options and it's going to come to your else statement. So change this tuna to something else like trout, and then type F5, and it's going to say, I don't know what this is. And what happened in this case is it ran through all of these. None of these tests, bass, salmon, trout, were true. It was actually tuna. So it went to your default. So again, this is your syntax for your else if, which is pretty much more ifs, and your else, which is pretty much is if all of this is false, then you're going to want to run this. So that is your quick $2 tutorial on the else statement and else if statements in Python. We're going to be using these a lot later on, so get used to it. Practice the syntax and practice the short program, and once you get good at it, you're ready to move on to my next tutorial. So thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you then.